What's up, everyone? Patch 26.13 is here, and Riot is mostly targeting fringe picks to make them more viable heading into MSI, while toning down some of the strongest performers across solo queue and pro play. Let's get straight into it. Buffs. Aphelios gets buffs across almost every weapon combo. Caliber marks now scale from 10% to 15% bonus AD. Severum Q gains slightly higher AD scaling per hit. Infernum Q gets a sizable AD ratio increase, and Crescendum turrets also hit harder. Overall, more damage across the board, especially later into the game. Draven's E cooldown drops by 2 seconds at all ranks, and his ultimate now loses less damage when passing through multiple enemies. Better utility and stronger teamfight ultimates. Kai'Sa Voidseeker gets a lower cooldown early, while Killer Instinct's shield jumps from 70, 90, 110 to 100, 150, 200. Huge survivability buff for mid and late game fights. Riot wants LeBlanc to scale better. All 3 Mimic abilities receive increased base damage, meaning stronger burst from Mimic Q, W, and E as the game progresses. A jungle-focused buff for Olaf. Q monster damage rises significantly from rank 2 onward, helping Olaf clear camps much faster. Poppy Hammershock, Q, gets a higher cap against minions and monsters, improving wave clear and jungle clear speed. Qiyana Q monster damage ratio increases from 155% to 175%. A straightforward jungle buff. Vex Looming Darkness E cooldown drops by 1 second, and her ultimate reset window increases from 6 to 8 seconds. More opportunities to chain kills in teamfights. Zane gets lower cooldowns on W throughout the game, giving him more frequent access to his core ability. Nerfs. Bard's Meeps deal less damage and scale worse with Chime Collection. This specifically targets tank roaming Bard builds that were dealing surprisingly high damage. Brand receives a mixed adjustment. His passive explosion now deals less max health damage early, and E-mana cost jumps to 90% at all ranks. He does gain increased mana regeneration, but overall, this is a nerf aimed mostly at bot lane carry Brand. Cassiopeia HP growth drops from 104 to 98. Her early all-in strength remains intact, but her mid-game durability takes a noticeable hit. K'Sante E-Shield is reduced both in base value and bonus health scaling. Less durability during skirmishes and teamfights. Rek'Sai E Furious Bite gets hit hard. Base damage, bonus AD scaling, and empowered true damage all go down, reducing her burst potential significantly. Rumble Q Flamespitter loses base damage per tick, although AP scaling is slightly increased. Mostly a nerf unless you're heavily invested into AP. Senna had one of the biggest changes this patch. Critical strike damage is reduced, miss drop rates are shifted towards support Senna and away from farming Senna, and her Q cooldown now only reduces on attacks instead of on hit effects. That means Static Shiv can no longer accelerate her Q cooldown. Scion Q minimum damage is lowered, making shorter charges weaker, while W mana cost increases across all ranks. Less lane pressure and more mana strain. System changes. Imperial Mandate gets stronger for supports. The item loses 5 AP, but gains more control ability haste. Vulnerable targets now take 7% bonus damage instead of 6%, and the build path becomes cheaper and smoother. Doran's Helm gets nerfed. It gains 10 health, but loses 2 armor and 2 magic resist. Riot is targeting ADC users like Senna and Jhin who are abusing the defensive stats too effectively. Quick winners and losers. Biggest winners: Aphelios, Kai'Sa, LeBlanc, Vex, and Jungle Olaf. While the biggest losers are Senna, Rek'Sai, Bard, Brand ADC, and K'Sante. That's everything important from patch 26.13 except the newest champion Locke. There will be a specific video only about him. Let me know which change you think will have the biggest impact, and I'll see you in the next one.